This is the volume part for Math 3. This says, giving the verbal description of the object, you're going to find the volume of this figure. So here we have the cone, and we are looking to find the volume. Let's start by writing down the equation for the cone. The volume of a cone is defined by V is equal to 1/3 pi r squared times the height. So, do we have r? Yes, we have r. R equals to 5 inches. That's given here because we know that 2 of the radius is equal to the diameter. Here we want height. Do we have height? No, we have the slanted height though. What that means is that this right triangle here, it has some values. It has a slant height of 13, and we know that this is the radius. So the diameter is 10, so this bottom part is 5 inches, and we want to find the height. So we have to use Pythagorean Theorem. This can be A, this can be B, and this can be C. So A squared plus B squared equals to C squared. So this is 5 squared plus height squared is equal to 13 squared. Subtract 5 squared both sides. This leaves you with height squared is equal to 13 squared minus 5 squared. Square root it, so h is equal to the square root of 13 squared minus 5 squared. Now you can find a value for it. Here the number comes out neat. H does become 12. It's plus or minus 12, but these are physical heights, so we only take the positive value here. All right, now you just plug into the formula. So the volume is equal to 1/3 pi, the radius was 5, make sure you square that, times that by 12. So we have 5 squared times 12, then times that by 1/3, that gets you 100. So you can leave it as 100 pi. That would be the volume. Next, we have a square prism that is 8 kilometers long each edges with of its base, and 4 kilometers tall. Okay, so the volume here would be length times width times height, and we know that it's along the edges, so its length is 8 and its width here is 8, and its height here is going to be 9. Okay, if you want to see how it looks like, it looks something like this. Okay, and then it should be connected like this. Right, it looks something like that, and it is 8 by 8, and that tall is 9. Okay, all right, so you can just plug the values in. 8 times 8 times 9, 8 times 8 times 9, that gets you the volume of 576, and we'll make sure we write our units. Kilometer cubed. This one is in inches, so we have to write inches cubed. Okay, next, a sphere with a diameter of 20 yards. We have to get the volume of a sphere first of all. The volume of a sphere is defined by V is equal to 4/3 pi r cubed, and we know that r is equal to 10, so plug it in. 4/3 pi 10 cubed. So plug this into the calculator. 4/3 times 10 to the 3rd power. This is roughly 4,000 over 3 pi, which is, you can also say V is approximately, this is the exact answer, V is approximately 4,188.79. And what are the units? Yards cubed. So this is yards cubed. Let's do D, a square pyramid. So let's look for the volume of a square pyramid. Okay, the volume of a square pyramid is defined by 1/3 A, which is the side of the pyramid square times the height. The square measures 9, so the A here is going to be 9. The slant height here is L is equal to 1.28. So again, we have to apply Pythagorean theorem. Okay. And then let's label this. So we know the slant height is 12.8, and then we know that the bottom is 9 in complete length. So the base here is just 4.5. If you don't see it, let me draw it for you. All right. Oh, let me just grab a pyramid for you. Hold on. Okay, here I grabbed the pyramid. So do you see here the whole thing of this length is 9? Okay, that's what it says in the question. Okay, if you want to break this up, you can use Pythagorean theorem. Do you see how to get the slant height? Because you have the slant height to get the height. Now notice, right, this is half of it. Okay, this is the red part here. This is the 4.5. So this is the part I'm talking about. Okay, this is the 4.5 part, and you want the height, which is this. Okay, so again, set up Pythagorean theorem, and Pythagorean theorem for this one would work like a squared. So 4.5 squared plus h squared is equal to 12.8 squared. Okay, so subtract 4.5 squared of both sides, leaving you with h squared is equal to 12.8 squared minus 4.5 squared. Okay, square root to get h alone. So it is 12.8 squared minus 4.5 squared here. Okay, let's see. Let's plug that into the calculator to see if it comes out neatly. Minus 4.5 squared. Let's see, can we take the square root of that? 443.59. No, it does not come out pretty. So you plug that into the calculator, it's roughly 12.98. It's close to 13. Okay. So we finally got the height. Okay. So we don't care about the slant height here. We care about the regular height. So height is equal to 12.98. Okay. So plug into the volume equation. 1/3 9 squared times the height, 12.98. Okay. Now you can get the answer. 1/3 9 squared times 12.98. Okay, the volume here is 350.46, and the units here is yards cubed. Okay, so there you go. Make sure you're able to draw the image, label it, find the formula, use Pythagorean theorem to get the height if you need to. Okay, there you go.